Isn't she lovely in red? We have registered dietitian Abbey Sharp here today to talk in general terms about making healthy food choices, right?
Absolutely. You know, we got through this terrible winter alive, thank goodness, and springtime's here, and everyone's talking about spring cleaning, right?
Yes.
We're spring cleaning our homes, our wardrobes.
That's right.
I thought, why not spring clean our eating habits, right?
Good point. Because
So-
we tend to gravitate to stuff that just is comfort food, makes us feel good
Exactly.
in the moment.
Exactly. We've got to get out of that, though.
In the winter time.
Exactly. So, easy tips and tricks, no dieting. You're going to love it.
Okay.
All right. So, first of all, though, I want you to reconceptualize how you think about hunger. Completely shake things up, okay?
Oh.
So, first of all, I like to think about my body kind of like a car. And I'm a Ferrari, a red one.
Oh,
obviously.
yes, you are.
Exactly. So, if I'm a car, then my hunger is like my gas tank. And I don't know about you, but my mom always said, you don't want to wait until you're running on fumes before you fill up your tank, right? Because when you do that, that's when you have to go to that really seedy gas station you hate, or the one with the really high prices. You limit your choices, right?
That's true. You reach for whatever's handy.
Handy. But we do this all the time with our eating habits, right? We wait till we're super starving, then we binge on everything and everything we see until we're so full we need to unbuckle our belt buckles, right? So today, instead, I want you to start thinking about always staying between about 1/4 and 3/4 of the way full.
Oh.
Okay? And that gives you some buffer so that you can make healthier, more mindful choices about what to eat rather than those frantic ones.
So there's nothing here right now that's good for me. I'm not starving, so I can wait till I get home or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, first things first, though, we got to start things off on the right foot with some good-for-you breakfast.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to think you don't want to leave the garage without some good fuel in your body.
So are purple sprinkles healthier than blue sprinkles?
Well, we're not even going to go there. We're going to work on my pumpkin pie oatmeal, okay? So it sounds really decadent, but it's actually super healthy. And it's a slow cooker recipe, so it's really great. You know, you throw it all in the night before, you wake up, it's all good for you. You wake up to that nice aroma of pumpkin pie. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So, and this is the Mulinex slow cooker. It's a really great brand, French brand. I got for $89.99, so you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to really be able to put something like this together.
Cool.
Plus, pop it in the dishwasher, easy to make, easy to clean. So, if I can get your help, if you want to pour in 1.5 cups of steel-cut oats.
And steel-cut oats are the ones where they've kind of chopped them up. They're not the flattened ones.
Right. It doesn't look like the rolled oats that we're used to. And we're going to do 4.5 cups of water. But I like the steel-cut oats because they're higher in fiber and protein than your kind of quick cooking oats.
Is this your water here?
Yep. Pop it all in.
And they're chewier, so you get better. You feel like you got more mouthfeel.
You do.
Right?
It's got a nice nutty texture. And this is the secret ingredient. So if you want to pour that in, that's a cup of pumpkin puree. It's really high in fiber, so it's... I know, it's crazy. So this is what it is, pumpkin puree. You want to make sure not to get the pumpkin pie filling, which has all the extra sugar in it. But throw that in.
Just the pumpkin.
Just plain pumpkin. And then I'm just going to season up a little pinch of salt, some vanilla. Of course, that adds some nice flavor. And this is the pumpkin pie spice. That's going to add that beautiful aroma.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Right. So literally put the top on, 6 to 8 hours or however long you sleep, and you're going to wake up. It's all ready for you. I just topped mine with a little bit of skim milk for some extra protein.
There it is.
We got a nice little bit of maple syrup if you want sweetness, and some toasted almonds. It's going to get that nice little crunch and some good for you fats.
And so filling.
So filling. And that's the thing, because you really got to think about having breakfast. Because when you skip breakfast, you go for that mid-morning crash, and what are you going to go for? The sprinkles. You're going to go for the bagels, the pastries, the donuts, whatever it is at that seedy gas station that you wanted to avoid.
You almost can't help it. Your body compels you.
Compels you.
Where,
you want to go straight for that.
Yeah. Whereas if you've set it up in advance with a healthier meal, you're only as good as your last meal.
You're only as good, and it's not a very efficient fuel. But this combination of fiber, of healthy fats, and protein is really going to get you to your next meal or snack.
Excellent.
So let's talk about snacks, because I like to think about snacks as kind of like my spare tire. Okay, you don't want to leave your house without your spare tire, because when you do, that's when you get in trouble with the vending machine, or you come home from work and you're so famished, you go straight for the bag of potato chips, and you rip right through those puppies.
But you need something that you can throw in your purse. It's going to be portable.
Exactly. And there's two things I like to think about when it comes to healthy snacks: the food itself and how you eat it. So first of all, I always recommend going for foods that have no more than about 200 calories. And again, like the oatmeal, have that combination of fat, of healthy fat, protein, and fiber. Okay. So these are my two go-tos. I have an ounce or a little handful of almonds, or if you want to count them, it's about 23, or some hummus with some nice veggies. And The funny thing is, though, because even really healthy snacks like hummus, they can become not such great choices, though, when you're mindlessly eating them right in front of the TV or in front of or out of the box or out of the bag, right? How many times have you sat down in front of the TV and had a healthy snack like hummus, and you're just so into your show, you just blast right through a tub?
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, you put an amount down for everybody else, and you finish the whole thing.
It all. So I always say, transfer your own portion to a little bowl or a plate or a little baggie. I love individual size portions. This is super cute. This little tin, it just holds an ounce of almonds. I pop this into my...
Look at that.
It's so cute, eh? Pop it into my purse, and I know at 3 p.m. when I'm feeling a little dip, I'm good to go. And
you don't even have to count. You just fill this up, and it's the perfect amount.
It's perfect.
I can't live without these snack-sized baggies.
They're the best. They're the best. So let's move on to mealtime, because I always say the same way you plan for your snacks, you gotta plan for your meals. Because if you don't, 5 p.m. comes along, you don't have a dinner plan. Who are you gonna call?
Yep.
Your favorite delivery guy. Okay. So I say, on your day off, spend a little time planning out your meals for the week and coming up with a categories grocery list. So this is my grocery list. It's got all the categories just based on how I know my favorite grocery store is organized. And it's great. This is not only going to save you kind of calories and cash by avoiding that takeout call, but it's also going to help you control those impulse buys when you're at the store and you see the cookies on sale or they're sampling them, God forbid, and you're like, I think I'd go for cookies. But
clever,
right? And that's not to say you can't have your cookies or whatever your treat is. Like you can see, I put ice cream on my list. It's always there. But it just means you've got to be, if it doesn't go on the list, you probably don't want it or need it that much, so you don't put it in the cart.
What have you got here? You've got meals that look very similar.
I do. So let's move on to portions, because this is really tricky. I say a really great way to reduce your portion sizes without ever thinking about it is to swap your big size plates for smaller size sets. Okay, so
that's what's different.
Exactly. So you can see, if you were to, we've got 2 different portions here. If you were to be served this portion on this plate, you'd probably be very satisfied. It looks like a big hearty meal.
I'd go, wow, that's so much food.
But if you were to be served the same portion on this plate, you'd be like, where's the food? That's just not enough. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to top it up even more, even more. And so the amazing thing is just take a peek at these numbers, though, because this portion here, 500 calories, very reasonable for a meal. But if you were to top up just to fill up that extra white space, you could be taking in like 800 calories, twice as many calories.
And the plate size made all the difference.
All the difference.
We're tricking our eyes.
All the difference. And that's really what it comes down to.
We've got a minute and a half before we go to break.
Yeah.
Same thing with the cereal
Same
bowl.
thing with the cereal. But you know what I always say, when it comes down to it, regardless of what plate size you choose, I say you're in a good shape as long as you fill about half your plate with your veggies. So you can see lots of veggies, half your plate with veggies, a quarter with your grain and starch, so your potatoes, your rice, your pasta, and then a quarter with your meat or your tofu, your chicken, your beans.
Yep.
And when you think of it like that, especially on a small plate, it's really easy to appreciate it. You can't put a big 12-ounce steak on your plate because there's not enough room for all those good-for-you vegetables that are really going to help you drive up all that nutrition and reduce the overall calorie count in your meal.
So the bowl size is similar. Is it the same amount of cereal?
Same amount of milk, same amount of cereal.
But I would want to pour more cereal into this bowl.
You would. Of course you would.
It looks like a little. And same with the glass. You've done it with everything.
Yep. Think about that. You're not going to just fill your glass halfway.
Right. But this glass looks full.
Fill and good to go.
I do that. I trick my daughter like that with fruit juice.
Yeah.
Because she wants to drink a big glass of juice, and I want her to drink a little bit.
Yep.
So I use smaller glasses.
And they can't complain. You filled the glass. Right? That's all you know.
Really good points. Okay, she's going to stick around. We're going to have more with Abby after the break. Stay tuned. The plate size. You might as well. We should be eating off our salad plates, is what you're telling me.
Mom, I wanted to watch Sophia, but it's not on.
Are you sure? I think you may have missed a channel.
Whoa.
Right now, you'll find the new Kids Zone on Channel 200 or Rogers Anyplace TV. Your kids can watch all their favorite shows from home or on the go. And it's already included in your cable package.
This is awesome!
Check out Rogers Kids Zone on Channel 200 or log on to RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
really like Easter. Toronto Beaches Lions Easter Parade, Sunday, April 20th on Rogers TV.
In Ontario,
it's the law.
If you're under the age of 22 and you're driving,
You can't have any alcohol to drink.
zero.
That's zero.
nada, none,
Nothing.
zilch,
Not a drop.
That means
No beer, no wine,
no shots, no coolers,
not even a sip.
no alcohol.
end of story.
If you're under the age of 22 and you're driving, forget the booze.
Zero tolerance for alcohol in drivers under the age of 22. Let's keep our roads safe.
Hi, I'm Val Cole from Daytime Toronto. For everyone here at Rogers TV, thank you to our hardworking volunteers for National Volunteer Week. Whether you're a camera operator, a makeup artist, or you're running the audio board, you make us look and sound great. Mwah, thank you. Registered dietitian Abbey Sharp is here. Before the break, we were talking about how plate size can make a huge difference in how much you actually end up eating. And you said you even use a smaller fork to eat your meals.
Absolutely. You can see the difference between a salad fork and your regular meat fork. But this is going to put lots less on your plate.
So you end up taking longer to eat your food.
Absolutely.
Because you're having smaller bites. That's so clever. Use the salad fork.
You don't shovel. It looks better, too, if you're sitting with a date.
Good point. Hey, we can go to your website and get great tips all the time, right?
Exactly.
What else do you do on your website?
Oh, yeah. Lots of great recipes, cooking tips, healthy eating tips. You'll find me going out and about town. I review all the greatest restaurants and go to all the food events. So if you're a food lover, you definitely got to check out abbeyskitchen.com.
A food lover who is also interested in healthy food.
Absolutely. And I don't think that, healthy food needs to mean boring, bland, diet food. I think there's really room for kind of appreciating the pleasure of eating.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get the restaurants to start serving our food on smaller plates.
That's my next goal.
Okay, it's a revolution.
Revolution.
Smaller forks too. I often eat with a salad fork, but only because there aren't any other clean ones.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to do it for on purpose. Abbey'sKitchen.com. Great tips. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come on the show today, why we are going to be hearing